Later, bro. Later, bro. This shotgun right here is called the Hot Slugger. It is a Jacob's legendary shotgun, and let me tell you, it is absolutely disgusting. If you were a fan of the one pump chump from Borderlands 3, this is going to be right up your alley, as it is a slug shooting shotgun, as you would imagine, with one in the chamber. And its legendary perk, Blazing Barrel, is going to give it increased damage per kill up to 3 stacks, 30% damage per stack, maxing out at 90% extra damage with all 3 stacks. And not only that, this thing feels so smooth to shoot. Yeah, it's got 1 in the mag, but you're firing these shots off very fast, back to back to back. And it's one of the most satisfying weapons in the game because you are literally blinking and deleting enemies with this shotgun. It's absolutely disgusting. We're going to talk about it a lot today. Blaze it up, show you where to go get it, because you're going to want to go get this shotgun. If you are curious about our setup, I will show it at the end of the video like always. Also, I want to let y'all know we do be streaming on Twitch pretty consistently these days, twitch.tv/Kree, Kwree, top link in description. And we also got our side channel, the Mo channel, where we upload other content too that doesn't make it to this channel. Both of those links in the description. And with that being said, let's go have some fun. All right, now look, I know I was spitting some love towards my good old rainbow vomit. I still stand by that gun being amazing. But the Hot Slugger is playing a different type of game. This is your one-hitter quitter weapon right here. It does, I say, one thing I don't like about it, it has a travel speed, not a hit scan weapon. So in some instances, it will be a little bit wonky. But that's like saying you don't like the paint job on your Ferrari. You have a Ferrari, are you going to complain about that? No. You're going to be happy with the Ferrari. And let me tell you, I'm going to be happy with the Hot Slugger. Because this thing is absolutely disgusting. In this video, we already know what time it is, what we're finna do. We're going to showcase it off, talk about it. And of course, at the end, we will showcase our little setup that we are using here. Not saying it's the best or anything, just working with what I got at the moment. Game's still fresh. Give me some time here, you know what I'm saying, my friend? I will say these guys can be a little bit tricky, but the ricochets, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The ricochets are insane. These guys just have a small crit and, like I said, travel speed. Sometimes can be a little bit wonky. And to give a really strong idea of just like how strong this gun can be hitting in under the right scenarios, we do have double amp at the moment. We do have amp on our kit right here, 200%. We do have amp on our shield right here as well, 100%. Then we do have a utility knife. I call it utility. It's not doing damage. It's level 31. But it's going to apply a debuff to the enemy that we throw it at. And it's going to make all damage that it hits crit for 5 seconds. So we'll happily 1,000,000% take that as a utility tool. So we pop our kit. We pop our action skill. Throw our knife. There you go. About 460k in one shot. Not too shabby. As you can see with the normal amp shots, we're hitting for a nice little about 250 over. I mean, you get the point. This thing hits ridiculously hard. All right, now we're gonna spend just a little bit of time over here at our main encore of the week, where we're gonna do the big encore, mainly because like there's a good amount of like mobs, a little bit of mobs, just to kind of let this thing flex its muscles and show how, you know, dang good it is. Just constantly just blinking, one-shotting, blinking, one-shotting. I see you, I get you in my crosshairs, it connects, you done skis. You done skis. Very, dude. Like, overall, this is just such a strong weapon. Like, I know we've been saying that, but like, dog, I cannot put it down. Ever since I picked it up yesterday, I farmed it a bit on stream yesterday, or like to get at least a level 50 version. I made a build with it, which is what we're using now. Just, you know, kind of put it in a nice little scenario. And yeah, it can definitely say it has thoroughly impressed me. And this is a crit, see ya. Bink, bang, bong. Oh, legendary, you say? A little bit spicy there. Also, one thing to mention with the Blazing Barrel legendary perk is the way that he stacks decay on it is, it's not like, okay, so you stack it up to 3, right? Once like the little, you can see it like kind of coming down right there in the bottom left. Once it goes down, like once it comes off of 3, it's not going to go down to 2 or anything. It's going to fully come off. So you do have to re-get them back if you do fully lose them. Something worth mentioning, just a little bit FYI for you. Get off my face. You're not about that life. Very strong fight for your life weapon. If that is, you run into that issue where, you're going to fight for your life, you need something to help get you up real quick. Something that hits really, really hard. I got you, bro. This thing hits like a dang freight train. You can see this guy's tweaking. He's absolutely petrified. See ya. Wouldn't want to frickin' be ya. Alright, so we're over here at the Craven's Nook Bunker, over at the heart of the mountain in the Terminus Ridge, all the way on the right side of the map here. All the way on the right side of the map. Why are we here? Well, in case you didn't know, the dedicated drop source for the Hot Slugger is the boss inside of this bunker. If you don't know how to open it, real quick, I'll just show you. The little thing that you gotta grapple off of, like pull the bomb from, is going to be on this little cliff face. You grapple it, pick it up, and then throw it at this door. Door will open up, and then you'll fight some mobs. But at the very, very end is going to be the boss where you can actually farm this shotgun from. Alright, so we are at the actual boss room itself, all the way at the very end of the bunker. As you can see, obviously, got the good old encore machine. And we're gonna go, we're gonna run it a few times. Yeah, I was here a little bit earlier. Funny story, some of my clips, my mic just cut out, so like I'm kind of coming out here to re-get them. I might throw them if they're, depending on how these go, but ideally it'd be cool if homie would drop the Hot Slugger Force for the sake of the video. Always welcome. Oh, we did hear a chime now, don't get too excited. Now, I haven't tried the Hellwalker in this game yet, so I don't know if it's any good, but I do know for a fact that the Rainbow Vomit, and now this gun, disgusting options. That shot missed. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate to have the big amp shot miss, man. You don't like to see it. That's a, ooh, it feels bad, man. But you're seeing just how, as I like to say, just raw this gun can be. It does so much. Absolute beast. You saw that, you see those damage numbers, right? Like that was you saw that brief 177k kinetic. It hits for more than just one damage type as well at the same time. What do we got here, bro? Well, I'll be damned. He did drop us a Hot Slugger. Alright, so let's go ahead and actually talk about the setup that we are rocking with here. Obviously, we got the juicer itself, the Hot Slugger. And then we do have a couple sources of amp damage coming from our rep kit right here. 200% whenever we use this. And then 100% whenever our shield is full. Which, especially when we're mobbing, is going to be happening a lot. Not as much as when we're just like 1v1ing a boss. But still going to be helpful, giving us more damage. Which with a gun like this, it has a high base, you want even more damage. This is what I like to call the utility tool. It's only level 31. It's not here for damage. It's here to A, increase the damage received by the target that we hit with it, aka making our shotgun hit for even more damage. And then it's also going to make any damage that is done to the target we hit with it guaranteed crits automatically. We're happily going to take that. So that is why we have this level 31 throwing knife here. And then, dude, my enhancement, it's bad. Okay. The funny thing is that the sequencer perk doesn't really synergize all that well with the Hot Slugger, which is ironic because this thing is made for Jacob shotguns. The reason why it doesn't synergize this one, or as well with this one, is, you guessed it, it's a slug. It shoots only one pellet, one projectile, meaning building up this perk is going to take a lot more effort. If it was a pellet shotgun, you could literally fully buff this perk, rock it, max it out in one shot. Unfortunately, this is the best one that I have, and that's bad. But you're seeing that it's still absolutely frying out. But let's actually go ahead and look at the skill tree because it's a little bit creative here, at least a little bit. So the blue tree, the only reason we're really spec'ing to the blue tree is because we wanted to get a little bit of first impression, as because this magazine of this weapon is always going to be fully loaded every single time you shoot. Actually going into this makes sense because you're just going to get free extra gun damage for free just by spec'ing into it. We're going to take that all the way. The only thing I'm really not the biggest fan of is the fact that you have to spec a little bit into the blue tree in order to get down here. Now, rinse synergizes as well because it's a 1 round in the chamber weapon, so it actually doesn't feel as painful to spec into this perk for this reason, for this weapon. But like the thrill, which is normally really good, doesn't really synergize that well with this shotgun. Either way though, first impression makes it worth. I would highly recommend at least getting 1 into Midnight Oil, just giving a little bit of extra corrosive damage to your cannons, as in this scenario the cannons aren't doing most of that heavy lifting. They are mainly playing a support role, having things like hostile acquisition to give you lifesteal, keep you alive while they are up, while your active skill is doing its thing. But mainly, we're getting a lot of shield regen and ways to get our shield back to full as quick as possible, as we are trying to get as many amp shots as possible. Also, it helps synergize with El Valiente, as we're going to get really high increased damage when our shields are full, because this is going to double this bonus. Another reason why we want our high shield. That's why we have 5 out of 5 in Asia. They got the barrier, we got the barriest. Now down here, you would think that we would spec a little bit more. Now down here, it doesn't really buff our shotgun too much. It really just helps out our Peacebreaker cannons and help them do their job. But Vitriol is massive. Not only does it give us increased damage, but it gives us another element, which is absolutely amazing. Absolute must going 5 out of 5 in a year. Whereas First Impression is nice for the extra gun damage, this is even better because it gives you a whole different element that you are able to scale, and it'll help against armored enemies. Overall, absolute disgusting. As you can see, I don't have anything else spec'd into here. All of this stuff is just from the class mod. I wanted only Vitriol from this part of the red tree. Speaking of our class mod, as this will help us get more damage on a single target. Mobbing, the shotgun's gonna one-shot anyways, but against heavier bosses, this will be really useful to get extra free gun damage. This and the Rainbow Vomit are my 2 favorite shotguns. Coincidentally, they're both Jacob shotguns. Gonna have to take a look at the Hellwalker, hoping it's just as good. We shall see. Thank y'all so much for watching the video. Do consider subscribing and or checking out the Twitch channel. Y'all have a great day. Be safe out there. I'll see your beautiful faces in the next one. Adios.